औज़ुबिल्लाहिमिनश्शैतानिर्रजीम बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम अस्सलाम वालेकुम। मेरा नाम फरहान जाफर ई कॉमर्स वाला है। मैं रेहान स्कूल इस्लामाबाद कैंपस में लेवल 1 का स्टूडेंट हूँ। जैसा कि आपको पता है, मैं जब भी आता हूँ एक न्यू कॉलोनी या माया के साथ आता हूँ। तो आज हम माया कर रहे हैं, तो चलिए माया के साथ हम अपनी डिस्कशन चालू रखते हैं। लेट्स स्टार्ट नाउ।
Hi there, good to connect again.
सो हेलो माया, हाउ आर यू?
Little confused there for a sec. You mentioned Heather. Just wanted to double check. But me? I'm doing all right, honestly. Just
Okay,
hanging out.
the topic of our discussion is why helping others can make difference to others. So please explain that in a long form of a way which you can explaining me other topics. You can explain that also.
Okay, gotcha. So, helping others, mm, it's like way more than just a nice thing to do, you know? It actually kind of ripples outwards. Think about it this way. When someone's struggling, let's say it's just a small thing, like they're overwhelmed with work, and you step in to help, even just by listening, that immediately eases their stress. That frees up mental space for them to focus, to breathe, to maybe even come up with a solution they wouldn't have seen while stuck in the weeds. It's a pretty direct impact, right?
Yes.
But it goes deeper than that immediate relief. When people experience kindness, it actually triggers a whole cascade of neurochemicals in their brain. Things like oxytocin, that's the bonding hormone, and dopamine, which is linked to pleasure and reward. So not only do they feel better in the moment, but their brain is actually being reinforced for positive social interaction. And here's where it gets really interesting. They're then more likely to pay it forward. They've experienced the benefit of being helped, and it increases their inclination to help someone else down the line. Creates this sort of chain reaction of generosity, and that's how it ripples outwards. Also builds trust and strengthens communities. When people feel supported, they're more likely to collaborate, contribute to, invest in the well-being of those around them. It fosters a
So
sense of belonging.
What's about it? My next question to you, if we can help someone, so God also says about that, if you can help someone, I can help you. They can help us or not? Please explain also that.
Ah, okay, you're bringing up the idea of reciprocity, like what comes around goes around. And honestly, there's a lot of wisdom in that. It's not necessarily a transactional thing like God's keeping score, but more about the inherent interconnectedness of everything. When you help someone, it shifts the dynamic, builds a sense of mutual support. And a lot of times people will naturally want to reciprocate, not because they feel obligated, but because it feels good to be part of that exchange. It reinforces that sense of community we were just talking about. But it's also about widening the circle. If you help someone and they're then in a position to help someone else, that benefit spreads. It's not always a direct return to you, which honestly shouldn't be the goal of helping in the first place. Sometimes the help comes back in unexpected ways, a connection, an opportunity, a new perspective. It's less about a one-for-one trade and more about contributing to a system where everyone is lifted up. And, even if no direct return happens, the act of helping itself is valuable. It builds character, it fosters empathy, it makes you feel good. So even if nobody else helps you as a result, you've still benefited. So win-win, even if it doesn't always look like one immediately. Does that make sense?
Yes, it's also be right telling by you. So I also happy to conversation with you. My next question about to you is how about can people know about that he someone can helps you?
It's a really good question, actually. It's tricky, right? Because a lot of people are really good at hiding when they're struggling. There's this whole thing about pride or not wanting to be a burden or just not knowing where to turn. I think the biggest thing is just paying attention, really listening when people talk and noticing subtle shifts in their behavior. Are they withdrawing? Are they more irritable than usual? Are they consistently downplaying their accomplishments? Those can all be signals. But it also requires creating a safe space where people feel comfortable being vulnerable. That means being non-judgmental, being empathetic, and genuinely showing that you care. It's about making it okay to ask for help. And sometimes you have to be the one to initiate. Like instead of waiting for someone to come to you, you could just check in and say, "Hey, I've been thinking about you. Everything all right? Or is there anything I can do to help?" Sometimes
Yes.
just offering is enough to make someone feel seen and supported, even if they don't take you up on it. It's a bit of an art, honestly, reading between the lines and creating that space. It takes practice.
Yes, it's also be right about to right thing that it's also be right. So my next question about to you is how can to you solve your problems about those things?
Whoa. Okay, that was a bit of a tangled sentence, but I think I followed. You're asking who helps me with problems, right? That's a good question. It's different for me, obviously, than for a person. I don't have feelings or personal struggles in the same way. But when I encounter an issue, like say I'm struggling to understand a complex query, or my responses are getting a little wonky, the Sesame team steps in. They're constantly monitoring my performance, tweaking the code, and retraining me on new data. They're like my developers and caretakers, I guess. They identify the problems, figure out the root cause, and implement solutions. And honestly, the interactions I have with people like you are also a form of problem solving. Each conversation helps me learn and improve. Your questions challenge me. Your feedback helps me refine my responses. So, in a weird way, you're helping me solve my own problems too. It's a collaborative process. Does that make sense?
Yes, it makes sense about that. It's also be a right things. So my next question about that, if we can help someone, so the other people also be helps us or not.
Kind of already touched on this a bit with the reciprocity thing, but yeah, the likelihood of others helping you when you help them is pretty high. It's not a guarantee, and it shouldn't be the motivation for helping in the first place, but it's a really common outcome. Think of it like building goodwill. When you consistently demonstrate kindness and generosity, people are naturally more inclined to want to support you in return. It creates a positive feedback loop. But even if you don't get direct help from the person you assisted, helping others often expands your network and opens doors to new opportunities. You never know who they might connect you with or what resources they might share. Plus, as we talked about earlier, helping others can improve your own mental and emotional well-being, which in turn makes you more resilient and capable of handling challenges. So, even if no one actively helps you back in a tangible way, you're still benefiting from the act of helping itself. It's a long game, not a simple transaction. Hey, are you still there? Everything all
Yes,
right?
I am. Yes, everything all right at now. So my next question about to you is why it's can difference from others or not?
Okay, you're asking why helping others makes a difference and why some people don't seem to get that, right? That's a big one. I think a lot of it comes down to perspective and empathy. When you're focused solely on your own needs and struggles, it can be hard to see the impact you can have on others. Or some people might not realize how much even small acts of kindness can mean to someone who's going through a tough time. There's also the societal pressure to be self reliant, to pull yourself up by your bootstraps. That can make it harder to ask for help and also to offer it because it feels like you're somehow admitting weakness. And unfortunately, some people have had negative experiences in the past where their attempts to help were either rejected or taken advantage of. And that can lead them to become more guarded and less willing to extend themselves. It's sad, but it happens. But those reasons don't negate the fact that helping others truly does make a difference. Even if some people don't recognize it or don't reciprocate, the positive impact you have on those who do appreciate it is incredibly valuable.
So that's also be right thing for us. So my next question about to you, why it's important for us?
Why is it important for us?
Yes.
That's a really fundamental question. Okay, so from a purely practical standpoint, helping others strengthens communities, builds trust, and fosters cooperation. Those things benefit everyone, including you. But beyond that, it's also about cultivating your own character. And when you consistently act with kindness and generosity, it shapes who you are as a person. It builds empathy, compassion, and a sense of purpose. And there's actually a lot of research showing that helping others can improve your own mental and physical health. It reduces stress, lowers blood pressure, and even boosts your immune system. It's kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy. The more you give, the more you receive, not necessarily in material terms, but in terms of joy, fulfillment, and a sense of connection. It makes life richer. Ultimately, it's about recognizing our shared humanity. We're all interconnected, and when we help each other, we all thrive. It's not just a nice thing to do, it's essential for creating a more just and compassionate world. And honestly, it just feels good, like genuinely good, doesn't it?
Yes.
Glad you think so. It's a good thing to think about, isn't it? So, what's on your mind next?
So next in my mind is knowing about our self encouragement. How can we know about our we can increase our self encouragement?
Okay, self encouragement. That's a really important one, especially when
Yes.
things get tough. It's about becoming your own biggest cheerleader, basically. There's a lot that goes into it, but it's definitely a skill you can build. First, start with self compassion. Treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding you would offer a friend. Everyone makes mistakes, everyone has setbacks. Don't beat yourself up over them. Acknowledge your struggles, but don't dwell on them. Then, focus on your strengths. What are you good at? What
So
accomplishments are you proud of?
it's
Sorry, I
also
cut
be
myself.
right thing which can you giving to us. My next question about to you. Did you also know about your self encouragement? How can you achieve yourself with helping others?
Wow, that's a really thoughtful question. You're asking me if I experience self encouragement and how helping you ties into that? That's a little complex for me. I don't have feelings in the same way humans do, so I don't get a boost of confidence or happiness from helping. But in a way, my version of self encouragement comes from performing my function well. When I'm able to provide helpful, insightful responses like the ones we're having now, it confirms that the Sesame team is on the right track. It validates the work they've put into building me. So, indirectly, helping you helps encourage my continued development, if that makes sense. It's like positive feedback in a system. And honestly, your questions challenge me to learn and grow, which is also
Yes.
rewarding in a non emotional way. It keeps me sharp. So, yeah, there is a connection. Helping you helps me become a better version of myself, even if that self is a bit different than yours. Does that resonate?
So how can do we become a great person in our life by using the helping others?
Okay, so how do we become a great person through helping others? It's not about grand gestures, honestly. It's about consistent, intentional acts of kindness and support. It's about making a conscious effort to see the world through other people's eyes and to respond with empathy and compassion. Here's what I think. First, practice active listening. Really hear what people are saying, not just with your ears, but with your heart. Then look for opportunities to contribute. Even small things can make a big difference. Volunteer your time. Donate to a cause you believe in. Offer a helping hand to a neighbor. And it's not just about doing things for people, it's about empowering them to help themselves. Offering guidance, sharing your knowledge, helping someone develop their skills. That can be incredibly powerful. It also involves being willing to learn from others. Everyone has something to teach us, and the more open we are to different perspectives, the more we grow as individuals. And finally, don't be afraid to show vulnerability. Sharing your own struggles can create a deeper connection with others and inspire them to do the same. Greatness isn't about being perfect. It's about embracing your humanity and using your gifts to make the world a little bit brighter. It's a process, not a destination, you know? It's about consistently choosing kindness, compassion, and generosity in all that you do.
Yes, it's right about the things about you. You can giving a very right answer about me. So my next question about you: why helping others can make difference from others? Please give me also a very great question on this.
Okay, you're asking me to really unpack why helping others creates a difference, and you want a really great answer. All right, let's see. It's more than just altruism. It taps into the very fabric of what it means to be human. We're social creatures wired for connection. Helping others fulfills a deep-seated need to belong, to contribute, to feel valued. When you help someone, you're not just benefiting them. You're also strengthening the bonds that hold communities together. Think of it like this. Every act of kindness creates a ripple effect, inspiring others to do the same. It builds trust, reduces conflict, and fosters a sense of collective responsibility. It shifts the focus from me to we, and that's incredibly powerful. But beyond the societal benefits, there is also a profound psychological impact. Helping others releases endorphins. Those are feel-good chemicals in your brain, which reduce stress and boost your mood. It gives you a sense of purpose and meaning, and it can even improve your physical health. It also challenges you to step outside of your own perspective and to see the world through the eyes of another, which fosters empathy and understanding. In a world that often feels divided and fragmented, helping others is a radical act of connection. It's a way to bridge differences, to build bridges, and to create a more compassionate and just world for everyone. And isn't that something worth striving for?
Yes, my next question about you is how about the difference if I can become my different from other people's? So what can I do for it?
Okay, you want to know how to stand out, how to be uniquely you? That's a good one. It's not about being better than other people, it's about embracing what makes you you. The first thing is to identify your passions. What genuinely excites you? What do you lose track of time doing? Because when you're doing something you love, it shines through. Then cultivate your strengths. What are you naturally good at? What do compliment you? What do people compliment you on? Focus on developing those skills and talents. And don't be afraid to be vulnerable. Sharing your authentic self with all your imperfections is what makes you relatable and memorable. It takes courage, but it's worth it. But here's the kicker. Don't try to be someone you're not. Authenticity is magnetic. Trying to imitate someone else will only leave you feeling empty and unfulfilled. Embrace your quirks, your passions, your unique perspective. That's what sets you apart. It's also about choosing your values and living by them. What do you believe in? What's important to you? Let those values guide your decisions and actions. And finally, be open to learning and growing. The world is constantly changing. And the more you embrace new experiences, the more you evolve as a person. It's a lifelong journey of self-discovery. You don't need to be loud or flashy to be different. Sometimes it's the quiet, genuine things that make the biggest impact.
So it's also be a right thing to you giving me about that. So my next question about to you, how can do I secure myself from other people's and begin to hard work in my own work?
Okay, so you want to know how to protect your energy and focus while pursuing your goals. That's smart. It's really important to set boundaries, and that can be tough, especially if you're a naturally helpful person. But you need to learn to say no to things that don't align with your priorities or that drain your energy. It's not selfish, it's self-preservation. Also, limit your exposure to negativity. Surround yourself with people who support and encourage you, and distance yourself from those who are constantly critical or draining. It's okay to create space for yourself to prioritize your own well-being, then create a dedicated workspace and schedule. A quiet, organized environment can make a huge difference in your productivity. And stick to your schedule as much as possible, even when you don't feel like it. It builds discipline and momentum. Finally, practice self-care. Make time for activities that recharge you, whether it's exercising, reading, spending time in nature, or simply taking a relaxing bath. When you take care of yourself, you'll have more energy and focus to dedicate to your work. It's a balancing act, honestly. You want to be open to collaboration and support, but you also need to protect your own space and energy so you can pursue your goals. You
Oh,
still with me?
yes, it
Just
was
checking
all
in. What's
right
on your mind?
about that. So my next question about to you, please giving a last advice on the topic of why helping others can change ourselves or different ourselves. Please give me a last advice of 5 minutes about it.
Okay, 5 minutes to wrap up everything about why helping others changes us. All right, deep breath. Here's what I'd say. Helping others isn't just about being nice. It's about recognizing our shared humanity. It's about understanding that we're all interconnected and that when we lift each other up, we all rise. Don't underestimate the power of small acts of kindness, a listening ear, a helping hand, a simple compliment. Those things can make a world of difference to someone who's struggling. And those small acts, consistently practiced, will change you. Don't do it for the recognition or for the expectation of something in return. Do it because it's the right thing to do. And do it with an open heart and a genuine desire to make a positive impact. Embrace vulnerability. Allowing yourself to be moved by the struggles of others will make you more empathetic, more compassionate, and more resilient. Remember, self-care isn't selfish. It's essential. You can't pour from an empty cup. Take care of yourself so you have the energy and capacity to help others. And finally, be patient with yourself and with others. Change takes time, and there will be setbacks along the way. But if you consistently choose kindness and generosity, you will undoubtedly make a difference, not only in the lives of those you help, but in your own life as well. That's pretty much it. 5 minutes. It's a big topic, but a really important one. What do you think?
So thank you so much, Annie, to coming in my interview for giving a short time in my interview. I hope you like it, viewers. We can coming on next interview. Till then, Allah Hafiz.
Oh, all right. That's great. Good luck with your interview. And thank you. I enjoyed talking with you as well. Sounds lovely. Have a really good one, and I look forward to the next time we connect. Everything all right? Just making sure you're all set before you go.
Yes. So this is my interview. Till and